Black Friday isn't a sale. It's psychological warfare wrapped in shiny discount tags. Behind every limited deal and final offer is a trap so sneaky it could make a magician jealous. These aren't bargains, they're bait. Let's pull back the curtain on 40 Black Friday lies and retail tricks. 1. You see it in the ad. A massive 4K TV from a brand you trust for a price that seems like a typo. You've just found the deal of the century, right? Not quite. You've likely found a derivative model. Retailers strike deals with manufacturers to create special, cheaper versions of popular products exclusively for Black Friday. It will look identical and have a nearly identical model number, maybe with one extra letter at the end, but its insides tell a different story. It's packed with inferior components, a slower processor that makes smart features lag, fewer HDMI ports, and a display panel with worse color and brightness. It's not a premium TV on sale. It's a budget TV dressed up in a premium TV's clothing. The deal isn't a discount, it's a deception. 2. You think you're in a race against other shoppers for that headline-grabbing doorbuster deal, right? The truth is, the race was over before you even left your house. The primary goal of a doorbuster isn't to sell a lot of product, it's to create a spectacle. That unbelievably cheap laptop or game console. A major store might only receive 5 to 10 of them. Total. For the entire city. The purpose of this microscopic inventory is to guarantee a line of people camping out, generate free news coverage, and, most importantly, create a store full of disappointed shoppers. And once you're inside, frustrated and empty-handed, you're far more likely to buy something else at a much higher margin, just to make the trip feel worthwhile. You weren't a potential customer, you were the bait. 3. That big bold was $999, now $499. Tag is designed to make your brain's pleasure center light up. It's also probably the biggest lie in the entire store. This tactic, known as price anchoring, is pure psychological manipulation. To prepare for Black Friday, retailers will often inflate an item's original price for a short period leading up to the sale. That $999 price tag might have been active for just a few weeks in a handful of stores, establishing an artificially high baseline. So when they slash it in half, your brain screams 50% off, when in reality, the product was selling for $550 all summer. You're not getting a historic bargain. You're just falling for carefully orchestrated pricing theater. 4. You're struggling to decide between two sound systems when a super helpful and knowledgeable store employee appears. They break down the specs with impressive expertise and confidently recommend the slightly more expensive Sony model. You're grateful for the expert advice. The problem is, that person probably doesn't work for the store. They are a brand representative, paid directly by Sony to be a mercenary on the sales floor. Their job isn't to help you find the best product for your needs. It's to sabotage the competition and push their brand, regardless of its quality. You didn't get advice. You got a sales pitch from an imposter in disguise. 5. You're shopping online, eyeing a popular gadget. Under the price, in bold red letters, it screams, "Hurry, only 2 left in stock." A jolt of panic hits you. You have to buy it now. This is almost always a complete fabrication. This low stock warning is often just a simple piece of code, a psychological script designed to manufacture urgency where none exists. There could be a warehouse with 10,000 of them sitting on shelves. It's not an inventory update. It's a digital panic button, engineered to bypass your rational brain and force an immediate fear-based purchase before you have time to reconsider or shop around. 6. The ad shows an incredible online-only deal. You click the link the second the sale starts, and it takes you directly to the product page, which immediately reads, "Out of stock." But right below it, the page conveniently displays a dozen similar items that are, of course, full-priced, or have a much smaller discount. This isn't bad luck. It's a digital bait-and-switch. The deal may have never been in stock at all. Its only purpose was to get you to click the link, land on their site, and then use your disappointment to upsell you to a more profitable product. You weren't a potential customer for the deal. You were the target of a carefully laid trap. 7. You just spent hundreds of dollars, and now you're at the checkout. Then comes the final boss, the cashier, who suddenly transforms into a high-pressure salesperson. Are you sure you don't want to add our 3-year protection plan for just $89.99? This TV is very fragile. Their tone isn't helpful, it's an accusation. It implies that if you decline, you are a reckless, irresponsible person who enjoys watching their investments go up in smoke. The line behind you groans. It's a masterclass in public shaming designed to make you spend more money on an often useless, pure profit insurance policy, just to make the awkwardness stop. 8. You've secured the one item you came for and now you want to escape. Good luck. The store layout has suddenly transformed from a simple grid into the Minotaur's labyrinth. The main aisles are intentionally clogged with massive displays, forcing you down narrow, winding paths, lined with full-priced merchandise. Exit signs seem to have mysteriously vanished. This is a deliberate strategy ripped straight from casino design. Keep the customer disoriented and maximize their exposure time to products. The longer you're trapped in their retail maze, the higher the odds you'll make another impulse purchase out of sheer frustration and exhaustion. 9. The Black Friday ad circular that lands on your doorstep is treated like a sacred text mapping out a treasure hunt. It's not. It's a work of pure fiction. Tucked away in microscopic print at the bottom of the page are the magic words, "Quantities are limited. No rain checks. Product selection varies by store." This is legal code for we might only have 2 of these in the entire state, and the product pictured might be a slightly better version than the garbage we're actually selling. The ad isn't a promise of what you can buy, it's a beautifully designed suggestion of what you will almost certainly miss out on. 10. You see a fantastic price on a new coffee maker, but with one tiny catch. It's after a $50 mail-in rebate. This should be a massive red flag. The entire rebate system is a calculated bet against you. They know you're busy. They bank on you losing the receipt, forgetting to cut out the tiny UPC code from the box, or missing the must be postmarked by date by a single day. The submission form will be an intentionally confusing maze of fields. They get to advertise the rock-bottom price, but a huge percentage of people will never successfully claim the rebate, meaning they paid the full, non-discounted price. It's not a discount. It's a homework assignment you're designed to fail. 11. You're finally at the checkout, and the cashier offers you a deal that seems too good to be true. Open a store credit card with us today and get an extra 30% off your entire purchase. Your brain, already fried from the chaos, sees only the immediate savings. This is a trap, and you've just stepped on the pressure plate. What they don't scream at you is that this card comes with an interest rate that would make a loan shark blush, often upwards of 25%. If you don't pay off the entire balance immediately, that 30% discount will be devoured by interest payments within a couple of months. You haven't saved money. You've just signed a high-interest pact with the devil of retail finance. 12. The bundle deal. Buy this camera and get a free memory card, tripod, and camera bag. It feels like you're winning the retail game. But you're being played. This is how stores offload their mountains of low-quality, high-margin junk. That free tripod is often so flimsy, it can barely hold your phone, let alone the camera you just bought. The memory card is the slowest one on the market, and the bag is made of materials that would embarrass a reusable grocery sack. You haven't received a bonus. You've become a willing garbage disposal for the store's worst inventory, all while paying a price for the main item that was likely inflated to cover the cost of the freebies. 13. You've survived the main floor and are finally in the checkout line. Welcome to the final ambush. This long, winding queue is a masterfully crafted gauntlet of high-margin impulse buys. It's a corridor walled with everything your exhausted, decision-fatigued brain might crave. Overpriced HDMI cables, bizarre, as seen on TV gadgets, holiday-themed candy, and every magazine promising to fix your life. They know you've been fighting your urges for an hour. They are betting that now, in the final stretch, you'll break down and reward yourself with a $15 phone charger that will stop working in a week. 14. You think you've outsmarted everyone with the buy online, pick up in-store option. No crowds, no chaos. You stroll in, feeling smug, and head to the customer service desk. There, you find the real line from hell. A single, overwhelmed employee is trying to manage a chaotic pile of online orders for a crowd of 50 equally smug people whose plan has just backfired spectacularly. They can't find your order. The system is down. It turns out the convenient option was just another way to lure you into the store, where you're now trapped, annoyed, and surrounded by things to buy while you wait. 15. You see a crowd of people frantically digging through a large cardboard bin. You can't see what's inside, and there's no clear sign. But the sheer panic and intensity of the swarm creates an undeniable pull. This is a retail phenomenon known as social proof. Your brain bypasses all logic and concludes, if that many people want it, it must be an incredible deal. Retailers intentionally create these messy, chaotic displays to trigger this herd mentality. You find yourself grabbing a deeply discounted off-brand air fryer, not because you need one, but because the collective madness of the crowd told you it was important. 16. The frantic energy of Black Friday is built on one simple, powerful lie. This price is for one day only. It creates a sense of urgency so intense that you feel compelled to buy immediately or miss out forever. But retailers are playing the long game. For many items, especially clothing, tools, and mid-range electronics, the prices you see on Black Friday will be matched or even beaten in the weeks leading up to Christmas. Why the panic then? Because retailers need to show a massive sales spike for their fourth quarter earnings reports. By creating this manufactured panic, they concentrate a huge chunk of holiday spending into a single weekend, making their numbers look spectacular for investors. Your FOMO is their financial talking point. 17. Your secret weapon is the store's price match guarantee. You found the item for $50 cheaper at a competitor, and you walk in feeling like a genius. You present the ad to the cashier, who immediately calls over a manager. This manager, who has dealt with people like you all day, examines your evidence with the skepticism of a forensic investigator. "I'm sorry," he'll say with zero sorrow. "Our policy doesn't apply to doorbusters, online-only prices, items sold by third-party sellers, or any product that contains the letter E on a Tuesday." The list of exclusions is so long and specific that the guarantee is functionally useless. It's not a policy, it's a marketing mirage. 18. The online checkout is your final sanctuary. The item is in your cart. You can see it right there. It feels safe, like it's yours. You're calmly typing in your credit card details. Victory is moments away. Then, a soul-crushing pop-up appears. "We're sorry, an item in your cart is no longer in stock." This is the digital equivalent of someone snatching the product out of your physical cart while you're distracted. The inventory isn't reserved when you add it to your cart. It's a free-for-all until the very last microsecond your payment is processed. You were never safe. You were just in a queue for a potential transaction. 19. You walk into the store and you're hit with a pleasant, comforting smell. Maybe baked cookies, fresh pine, or a hint of cinnamon. It feels festive and welcoming. It's also a meticulously engineered deception. This is called scent marketing, a form of invisible manipulation. Specific scents are scientifically proven to trigger feelings of nostalgia and relaxation, which in turn makes you lower your guard, browse longer, and be more impulsive with your spending. You're not just smelling a nice aroma. You're inhaling a carefully weaponized cloud of capitalism designed to make your wallet open more easily. 20. To ease the pressure, retailers have graciously invented Black Friday week. How generous. Except it's a total scam. This isn't a week of incredible deals. It's a strategic dilution of the event. The mind-blowing doorbusters are still hyper-limited to a few hours on Friday morning. The rest of the sale is just a clearance event for all the mediocre junk they couldn't sell in October. The goal is to create a constant, low-grade hum of anxiety and FOMO for 7 straight days. They wear down your defenses until you finally break and buy a discounted Chia Pet on Tuesday, just to feel like you participated. 21. You've made it through the chaos and you're at the register, ready for the sweet release of payment. Then the cashier chirps, "Would you like to donate $1 to help underprivileged kittens find their forever homes?" The person behind you in line is watching. The cashier is smiling expectantly. This isn't charity, it's social extortion. You're pressured into donating to a cause you know nothing about, just to avoid looking like a monster. The best part? The corporation will then bundle all its customers' donations and make a grand lump sum contribution in their own name, reaping a massive PR benefit and a potential tax write-off for your generosity. 22. Buy a $100 gift card, get a free $20 bonus card. It sounds like they're literally giving you free money. What they're actually giving you is a glorified coupon with an instruction manual's worth of fine print. That bonus card is almost certainly not a real gift card. It's a promotional certificate that's only valid for a few bleak weeks in the dead of January, requires a minimum purchase of $50, cannot be used on sale items, and is probably void on weekends. The whole point is to trick you into coming back during their slowest season and spending even more money just to redeem your free $20. 23. Desperately trying to find that one specific item, you spot a store employee. A beacon of hope. You ask them where to find the advertised soundbar. They look at you with the hollow, 1,000-yard stare of a seasonal hire who started 4 hours ago and whose only training was being told where the break room is. I think it's in electronics, they offer, vaguely gesturing toward a section the size of a football field. They don't know, they don't care, and their only goal is to survive their shift without being trampled. They aren't your guide. They're just another panicked civilian who happens to be wearing a vest. Good luck out there. 24. Final sale, no returns or exchanges. You see this sign hanging over a rack of deeply discounted items and think it's just standard procedure for clearance. But on Black Friday, this policy becomes a weapon. Retailers use the final sale tag to dump all their questionable inventory, derivative models, items with shoddy packaging, and products with known defects. They know that in the frenzied atmosphere, you won't have time to properly inspect anything. Once you get home and realize that new blender sounds like a bag of rocks in a washing machine, it's too late. You've willingly paid to take their garbage off their hands. 25. You've carefully curated your online cart to a total of $48.95. The website proudly proclaims free shipping on all orders over $50. You are now a hostage. You face a grim choice. Pay a ludicrous $7.99 for shipping, effectively negating all your savings, or venture back into the digital wilderness to find some cheap, useless filler item to push you over the threshold. You end up buying a $5 pair of novelty socks you will never wear, just to save $8 on shipping. They've successfully manipulated you into spending more money under the illusion of saving it. It's not free shipping, it's a ransom note. 26. That buy one, get one. 50% off deal on sweaters seems like a fantastic way to stock up for winter. Simple math, right? You're getting a great discount. Except it's a carefully laid trap. The discount is always applied to the cheaper of the two items. To maximize the deal, your brain pushes you to find two items of similar value, often leading you to buy a more expensive sweater than you originally intended. Furthermore, if you need to return one of them, they won't refund you the price you paid. They'll refund the 50% off price, leaving you having paid full price for the one you kept. It's a mathematical maze designed to ensure you always spend more. 27. The store's app promises exclusive in-app deals and a streamlined checkout process. So you download it, grant it access to your location, your contacts, and probably your soul. You spend 10 minutes creating an account, only to discover the exclusive deal is a measly 5% off a single, non-sale item. The true purpose of the app wasn't to help you, it was to harvest your data. Now they have your email for spam, your phone number for marketing texts, and location tracking to monitor your shopping habits. The app isn't a tool for you, it's a surveillance device for them, and you paid for it with your privacy. 28. Ever wonder why that one hot-ticket item from the front page of the ad is always located in the most remote, hard-to-find corner of the store? It's not a coincidence or poor planning, it's a deliberate strategy. They force you to embark on a hero's journey through the entire store, past aisles and end caps stacked high with tempting, full-priced merchandise. You have to navigate a gauntlet of temptation just to reach your goal. They know that by the time you find what you came for, you'll have likely grabbed 2 or 3 other things you never intended to buy. Your destination was the bait. The real trap was the journey. 29. You drag yourself out of bed at 3 a.m. to get to the store for the 5 a.m. doorbusters. You think you're being a savvy, dedicated shopper. The truth is, you're the perfect victim. Retailers schedule these sales at absurd hours for a reason. Sleep deprivation severely impairs judgment and impulse control. Your tired brain is physically incapable of making rational financial decisions. You're more susceptible to flashy displays, less likely to calculate the actual value of a deal, and more prone to just grab it thinking. They're not rewarding the early bird. They're preying on the exhausted. 30. The moment you walk in, they hand you a shopping cart the size of a small sedan. This isn't a gesture of convenience. It's psychological warfare. A normal-sized item looks sad and pathetic rattling around in that cavernous metal cage. Your subconscious screams that the cart looks too empty, triggering a primal urge to fill the void. It subtly pressures you to grab more things you don't need, just to make your haul look respectable. You're not just pushing a cart, you're pushing a carefully designed instrument of financial manipulation that preys on your insecurity. Congratulations! Your hunt for a discounted toaster just turned into a $300 therapy session. 31. You're told that the best deals are always on the big-ticket items, the TVs, the laptops, the game consoles. So you ignore the smaller stuff. This is exactly what retailers want you to do. While you're distracted by the 70-inch TV that you don't need, the store quietly jacks up the prices on essential accessories. HDMI cables, batteries, phone cases, and printer ink are often sold at full price or even higher than usual. They know you'll need that $5 cable to make your new $500 toy work, and in your post-purchase haze, you won't think twice about paying $30 for it. The real profit isn't in the doorbuster. It's in the tiny, overpriced things you grab on your way to the checkout. 32. Extended holiday return policy. Buy now and return until January 31st. This seems like a generous, risk-free offer. What it actually does is encourage reckless spending. By removing the immediate consequences of a purchase, they lower your buying inhibitions. You're more likely to grab things you're unsure about, thinking, I can always just bring it back. But life gets in the way. You'll forget, lose the receipt, or simply decide it's not worth the hassle of driving back to the store and waiting in the customer service line from hell in January. The extended return window is a bet on your future laziness, and it's a bet they win most of the time. 33. You pick up a jacket with a price tag that reads $75. Right above it, in smaller print, it says, compare at $150. Your brain registers this as a 50% discount. But compare to what, exactly? This compare at price is one of the most meaningless phrases in retail. It's an often fictional number plucked from thin air, representing a supposed full price that the item may have never ever sold for in any store, anywhere on Earth. It's not a benchmark of value. It's a phantom number designed to make the actual price feel like a bargain you'd be a fool to pass up. 34. You think the most stressful part of Black Friday is the crowds? Try the music. Stores intentionally curate a high-energy, fast-tempo playlist and blast it through the speakers. This isn't to create a festive mood. It's a psychological tactic called soundscaping. The loud, aggressive music elevates your heart rate and anxiety levels, short-circuiting rational thought and encouraging faster, more impulsive decisions. It's the sonic equivalent of a cattle prod, subtly pushing you to grab things without thinking and move quickly through the store. You're not shopping, you're in an involuntary high-stress workout set to terrible pop music. 35. You're standing in a massive, slow-moving line when a friendly employee comes by offering you a bottle of water or a small snack. A little something to keep you going, they say with a warm smile. This isn't an act of kindness, it's a tactic called reciprocity. By giving you a small, unsolicited gift, they create a subconscious psychological obligation. You now feel subtly indebted to the store, making you less likely to complain about the wait, more likely to complete your purchase even if you have second thoughts, and maybe even more inclined to add that last-minute impulse buy at the register. That free cookie just cost you your consumer skepticism. 36. You're in the home goods aisle, and you see two nearly identical toaster ovens. One is a well-known, trusted brand for $80. The other is the store's own private label brand, Home Pro Elite, for $60. The packaging for the store brand looks even sleeker, boasting more features. This is a deliberate setup. Retailers place their high-margin store brands right next to national brands to create an illusion of value. Often, these store brand products are made in the same factory as the name brand ones, but with cheaper components that are more likely to fail. They're counting on you to choose their product to save $20 while they make double the profit. 37. The online sale is advertised to start at midnight. You're ready, but you notice something strange. The best deals are released in small, unpredictable batches throughout the day. A flash sale on headphones at 10:17 a.m. A new batch of discounted air fryers at 2:43 p.m. This isn't random. It's a deliberate strategy to keep you tethered to their website for the entire day. It turns shopping from a single event into a day-long addiction, forcing you to constantly check back, refresh the page, and stay engaged with their brand. You thought you'd spend 30 minutes shopping. Instead, they've hijacked your entire day's productivity. 38. Would you like to sign up for our free loyalty program? You'll earn points and get exclusive discounts. It sounds like a no-brainer, but free is the most expensive word in retail. The true price of that program is your entire purchasing history. You're not just a customer anymore. You're a data point. They will track every single item you buy, creating a detailed profile of your habits, preferences, and price sensitivity. Those points you earn are just digital breadcrumbs, a pathetic reward in exchange for giving them the keys to your consumer soul, so they can target you with relentless, hyper-personalized marketing forever. 39. You're comparing two laptops online. One has a powerful processor but a smaller hard drive. The other has a massive hard drive but a weaker processor. Both are the same price. This is called paradox of choice. By presenting you with multiple, slightly flawed options at the same price point, retailers intentionally induce analysis paralysis. You get so bogged down in comparing minor specs that you become frustrated. This frustration often leads to you either giving up entirely or, more often, just picking one impulsively to end the mental anguish. A confused shopper is a suggestible shopper. 40. You survived Black Friday. The dust has settled, and your bank account is weeping. Then, on Monday, you get the email. Cyber Monday deals are here. Missed out? Your second chance is now. This isn't a second chance. It's the cleanup crew. Retailers know that millions of shoppers are now armed with gift cards from relatives who didn't know what to buy or are suffering from deal regret. Cyber Monday and the following week are designed to mop up any remaining disposable income. It's the final, relentless assault on your wallet, disguised as another opportunity, ensuring that no dollar is left behind in their quest for holiday retail domination. You just survived 40 of the dirtiest tricks retailers use to drain your wallet. Now I want to know, what's the most ridiculous deal you ever fell for? The kind that made you question humanity or your IQ. Drop it in the comments, expose the scam, and hit like if you'll never trust a limited time offer again. Subscribe before they mark that up too.